Hello everyone, and welcome to my Update US Gossip channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Sister Wives Christine Brown calls out Kody and Robyn for premarital **X. Did Sister Wives stars Kody and Robyn Brown engage in premarital sexual relations? Since the first season, many viewers have argued passionately about this question. To this day, the couple fiercely denies that any physical intimacy ever occurred before their trip down the aisle. Even so, most fans weren't convinced. And as it turns out, family members didn't necessarily believe them either. In a clip for the upcoming tell-all, Christine Brown Woolley seems to suggest that Kody and Robyn have been lying to everyone for years. The Sister Wives tell-all promo piques interest in Kody and Robyn's history. It's been several weeks since the season 19 tell-all emerged on the internet. However, the new episode's premiere date is still unknown. Nevertheless, many viewers are still discussing the teaser's content. Christine expresses her frustrations with Kody and Robyn near the clip's conclusion. Christine seems to suggest that Kody and Robyn had more in common than just sweet words, which none of the three original wives appreciated. All of us have seen their engagement pictures. Christine says, "I wonder how close they got before they were married," before giving hostess Sukanya Krishnan a knowing smile. Kyle and Robyn have always insisted that premarital sex is wrong and that they would not engage in it. However, Kody has previously stated that prior to marrying Mary, he did have a sexual relationship. Naturally, Sukanya Krishnan wants to dig into his past on the tell-all. But the 18-year-old father isn't having it. He won't stand for any speculation about his intimate life. Kody scolds Suki, saying, "Okay, listen, I want to shut you down now." In turn, the hostess blinks in bewilderment just as the promo ends. Fans dissect an intimate photo of Kody and Robyn Brown. As fans wait for Sister Wives season 19 to resume, many are rewatching old seasons and discussing the Brown family's past. Several think Christine was onto something when she brought up the scandalous engagement photos in the tell-all. Christine is right about the engagement photo, one social media user wrote, noting they were glad Christine brought it up in the tell-all. In the photograph, Kody sits on the hood of a car while pulling Robyn tightly to his chest provocatively. The setting sun peers through the space between them. The social media user didn't detail how they verified the image as an engagement photo. However, it is clear that it's an early snapshot of Kody and Robyn. Their silhouettes strongly resemble their season 1 selves. On top of that, Kody's hair is visibly straight here, while he wears it in tight curls in recent episodes. In the comments, some strongly believed it was a photograph from the earliest days of their marriage, not an engagement photo at all. But either way, it seemed to be a bit over the top for a couple who loudly preaches modesty. As Kody drove 5 hours one way to spend the weekend with Robyn prior to their marriage, we had all suspected this. While leaving 3 wives and 12 children behind. The hypocrisy is unreal, another social media user wrote. Kody Brown's recent on-camera remarks, where he unapologetically blamed Robyn for what he calls his epic failure, have sent shockwaves throughout the Sister Wives fan community, igniting fierce debate over the true dynamics at play within the Brown family. In a confessional segment that has since been dissected across social media platforms and fan forums, Kody's statement was a stark admission that his own missteps and the unraveling of his long-held vision for the family were, in his view, directly tied to Robyn's influence and decisions. This revelation is particularly significant because it challenges the long-standing narrative that positioned Kody as the unwavering patriarch, the man who, despite countless controversies and internal strife, was once seen as the glue holding an unconventional, polygamous family together. A history of shifting power dynamics. For decades, Sister Wives has chronicled the tumultuous journey of the Brown family, with Kody at its center, navigating a labyrinth of relationships that evolved alongside public scrutiny and media sensationalism. Early on, Kody's leadership was marked by moments of genuine care and strategic decisiveness that allowed the family to function despite the inherent challenges of a polygamous lifestyle. However, as the years went by, the pressures of reality TV, coupled with internal conflicts and shifting alliances among the wives, began to erode the stability that had once defined his role. Many fans have long observed that the balance of power within the family was always precarious, with different wives asserting their own influence in ways that sometimes undermined one another. In this context, Kody's recent declaration that his epic failure was, at least in part, due to Robyn's actions, serves as a dramatic pivot in the narrative. It suggests that the internal fissures have grown so deep that Kody now sees Robyn not as a supportive partner but as an impediment to his vision, a sentiment that has resonated with viewers who have grown increasingly disillusioned by the family's ongoing strife. The confessional, a moment of raw honesty or strategic blame? In his candid confessional, Kody described a period when he felt his plans for expanding the family's legacy and managing the ever-growing complexity of their personal and financial lives were unraveling. "I thought I had everything figured out," he admitted, "but somewhere along the way, things just fell apart, and I can't help but think that if Robyn hadn't been so set in her ways, maybe I wouldn't be in this mess." For fans and critics alike, these words were nothing short of explosive. They marked a departure from the carefully edited narratives of previous seasons, where Kody's mistakes were often downplayed or reframed as part of the unavoidable drama of polygamous life. Instead, here he openly accepts responsibility for his failures while simultaneously shifting significant blame onto Robyn. This duality has sparked intense discussion. Is Kody's confession a genuine moment of self-reflection, or is it a calculated move designed to deflect responsibility and reassert his authority by pinning the blame on his current partner? Some viewers argue that Kody's admission is the result of years of accumulated pressure, from both the media and the internal politics of his family. The constant need to perform for cameras, coupled with the relentless expectations from a global audience, can force even the most determined individuals into making decisions that, in hindsight, appear flawed. Kody's claim that Robyn is partly to blame for his failures may be seen as a symptom of a broader problem, a system that rewards the projection of power over genuine, humble self-improvement. As one fan on Twitter put it, "When you're under constant fire, you learn to shift the blame." It's easier to say, "I failed because of her," than to admit you've been fighting your own demons all along. Whether this perspective is entirely fair or not, it highlights the complexity of interpreting Kody's actions in an environment where every word is amplified. The role of Robyn in the family's turmoil. Robyn Brown's role within the Brown family has evolved dramatically over the years. Initially, she was seen as one of several wives working together to maintain a delicate balance in a challenging lifestyle. However, as the family grew and internal power dynamics shifted, Robyn gradually emerged as the most dominant voice in Kody's life. This ascendancy has not been without controversy. Many former wives and even some fans have accused her of using her newfound influence to control the family narrative, sometimes at the expense of the others. Kody's recent confession appears to be a direct outgrowth of this contentious evolution. By stating that he turned his back on his own plans because of Robyn's influence, Kody is highlighting a long-standing tension, the struggle between his original vision of family unity and the reality of a power struggle where Robyn's dominance has redefined the terms of their relationship. Critics argue that Kody's statement is an oversimplification, reducing complex interpersonal dynamics to a matter of blame. They contend that while Robyn's methods may be abrasive, it is overly simplistic to claim that she is solely responsible for Kody's perceived failure. In a polygamous household, every member plays a part in the family's successes and shortcomings. Yet, Kody's public narrative now seems to suggest that his vision has been derailed by Robyn's inability to compromise or share power, a viewpoint that has polarized fans. Some see this as a reflection of Kody's own insecurities, while others view it as a legitimate criticism of Robyn's leadership style. The impact on the Brown family dynamics. The ramifications of Kody's confession extend far beyond his relationship with Robyn. They have broader implications for the entire Brown family, particularly for the wives and children who have long been caught in the crossfire of shifting loyalties and power struggles. For many viewers, Kody's admission is a catalyst for re-examining the family's internal dynamics, an invitation to acknowledge that the challenges they face are not solely due to external pressures or media manipulation, but are also rooted in the personal flaws and conflicts of its central figures. When Kody openly blames Robyn for his epic failure, it forces the other family members to reflect on their own roles. Some former wives have expressed their own grievances about being sidelined or ignored, suggesting that the issues are systemic rather than the product of a single individual's influence. This admission has also influenced how fans perceive the future of the Brown family. For some, Kody's confession represents a potential turning point, a moment when the family might begin to address the long-standing issues that have festered beneath the surface for years. Others, however, are more skeptical, fearing that such public declarations of blame will only serve to deepen the existing divides and perpetuate a cycle of conflict. The polarized responses underscore the challenges inherent in reality television, where every private conflict becomes a public spectacle and every admission is subject to intense scrutiny. The possibility that Kody's confession might lead to real change in the family's dynamics is uncertain, but it undeniably shifts the narrative, prompting a re-examination of what leadership and accountability should look like in a modern, multifaceted family. Public reaction and media analysis. Social media has exploded with reactions to Kody's remarks, and the conversation among fans is as heated as it is divided. Many longtime viewers express a mixture of vindication and disappointment. For those who have long suspected that Kody's behavior was more about maintaining his ego than about genuine family leadership, his admission is a moment of validation, a final acknowledgement that the cost of his ambition has been the emotional well-being of those closest to him. Comments like "he finally admitted it," and "I always knew his pride was his downfall," can be found on Twitter and Reddit, echoing sentiments that have been building for years. Conversely, a number of fans feel that the blame game oversimplifies the family's complex history, arguing that every member of the Brown household, including Kody, has contributed to the challenges they face. This broader debate reflects a cultural tension about accountability in reality TV, where every confession is scrutinized not just for its truth, but for its potential impact on public perception and, ultimately, on the personal lives of those involved. Media analysts have also weighed in on Kody's statement, with some suggesting that the confession may have been partially orchestrated to boost ratings or to set the stage for future dramatic developments. Reality TV, by its very nature, thrives on conflict and controversy, and high-profile admissions like Kody's are often seen as a way to generate buzz and renew viewer interest. While this possibility does not necessarily negate the authenticity of his words, it adds another layer of complexity to how the confession is interpreted. Is Kody's admission a sincere moment of self-awareness, or is it another carefully timed maneuver designed to reshape the narrative in his favor? For many critics, the answer remains ambiguous, and the true test will be whether his future actions align with the newfound accountability he appears to be expressing. The road to redemption: can change happen? The key question that now looms over the Brown family is whether Kody's candid admission will lead to any meaningful change. For fans who yearn for a more balanced, compassionate dynamic within the family, his willingness to acknowledge his flaws is seen as a hopeful first step. If Kody can begin to address the underlying issues, such as his relentless need for validation, his habit of shifting blame, and his inability to share power, then perhaps the family can move toward a future where accountability is shared, and genuine healing is possible. However, the path to redemption is fraught with challenges, especially when years of deeply ingrained behaviors and public expectations are involved. For Kody, admitting that he thinks he's better than everyone or that he has manipulated situations in his favor is only the beginning of what must be a long, arduous journey toward real change. The burden of public scrutiny makes this process even more difficult. Every attempt at self-improvement is likely to be measured against the unforgiving lens of reality television, where even sincere efforts can be distorted or overshadowed by past controversies. For the Brown family, the stakes are enormous. Their legacy, built over decades of public drama, hinges on whether its central figures can evolve beyond their established roles. Kody's confession, while it offers a glimpse of potential transformation, also serves as a reminder of the monumental task ahead: to rebuild trust, to create space for vulnerability, and to redefine what it means to be a leader in a family where every decision carries both personal and public consequences.